This is IBM Museum. And on a previous video, I talked about capturing the video from the CGA output, although it can be also the MDA monochrome or the EGA, enhanced graphic adapter, that nice little RGB to HDMI device that I have on the bench goes through and can work with. And of course, people have seen, even on my live streams, of me going through and having the ability to capture VGA from systems as well. Even in this regard, a MUL25. And I have behind me the 8086 base version that has the built-in screen. And so kind of the question is, how do you go through and capture or get that VGA also to an external method that you can go through and capture the video? And so I'll give a link to the video because it's even a very good video for showing how this device is connected up inside the MUL25. And that's by Hackamon Mike. And it's a Power R video adapter for the IBM PS2 MUL25. And it's a PS10. And then, of course, there's serial numbers. I had the ability to pick up a few of these years and years ago. Really didn't understand what they were at the time, and kind of quickly discovered they actually go through and connect up to the player connections. This would be effectively for a Type 1 MUL25 planer, the power and the video, and they're at the edge of the planer. This would have to be adapted to anything other than the Type 1. Then you have the internal video that's pulled from this connection, and you run this, just as I've done here, to the back of the device. And then you have the, actually this is the power to the planer. You have the power in from the power supply here on the device. So it just goes through and kind of does a power tap from that connection. And so that's the device I have. Now, I don't really intend to put it on more of the 8086 based MUL25s. I just wanted a unit really at each level. I want the ability to capture video if it's on it's got an integrated screen on all the levels of the PS2s I have. And the PS2 MUL25 with the 3 different levels is notable for having, of course, the integrated screen. And so what I will do is, this will be my 8086 level. I'm going to go through and modify this and ultimately put this on a MUL25 286. And then the Model 25 SX, the one I have, the planar version, has external video. So I'll have all the levels of the Model 25 able to show external video. And of course, I got the screen facing away, but it goes through and it does actually, if I get on the right side for the power switch, get my mirror image effectively. And to where I'll get myself back on the screen. Okay, and we should see it run that AST clock and modified. It shows correctly for the time and date. And it went through and it gained some time. not even a daylight savings thing, spring ahead or anything like that. Um, that clock is probably just not all that accurate in this case, but um, well, it's fine. It's got a clock anyway. But so there's the Mall 25. Now there's other systems, and for like the EduQuest, I had it on a live stream today, and that was really, I mean, the screen was going through and reflecting um, just around the room. I've got the lights turned back on just to get a little bit better, view of things and to be able to where everything shows up on video real good. But I need to go through and the higher level EduQuest, they do, I think, have they have an external video connection on the really high end EduQuest, but that is not present on the lower end. And I'm going to go through and I'll pull out an EduQuest as well and look at the thought of how we can do some video capture on it. So I've got this turned around in a particular way, and I'm not going to go through and even power this unit up. I just want to go through and to show how it is set up to what I will be looking at for the video capture side. Now, even though the EduQuest do differ, I mean, on the back panel, you can see, it's got a parallel serial keyboard and mouse. Here's the adapters, of course, the audio adapter and then the network adapter. And the expansion slots are available on this one. They're open. It does have, of course, the video chipset down here. And even though they differ on the planers that are inside the EduQuest, they do all have the same riser. And that external video, or excuse me, the internal video connection to the screen portion is always fed from that riser in that position. And so, of course, when you go through and you pull the tray out, you disconnect the display is the first cord that kind of tightens up, first cable, and then you have the power. And then there's all the audio cables from the sound card are basically on the same tray. So just that display section separates. But for that, riser, it'd be really easy to go through and to make every EduQuest be able to just have a tap off of that connection. See, it even marks as video. And to come up with some assembly that you'd even go through. And if you even look, the nice thing is that is so close to like an expansion slot. And there's room on the brackets here. There's even a spot down here at the planar level that could be modified and have an external video that you would not necessarily get in the way of any expansion slots or anything like that. So that could be decided. And on this model, it's barely visible off the screen here, the black connector that's here. That's the VGA feature connector on the planar as well. And in other words, you could clip something into this. And IBM even had some models I've like the PS/55s in the Japanese market that worked with that feature connector and had additional boards that were in there for some of those models. But I'm just looking at the possibility of going through and getting a device and really for all that, and it's going to come up to the to a level that of whether, it needs, it's a simple tee off of the thing, or it needs more of a device with the aspects of that external video of the loads and things like that that could be put on that. But um, it would be kind of neat going through and having a device that ultimately goes through and could connect in somehow and be a VGA connection, so I could go through and capture video output from the EduQuest as well, because this screen is, I mean, it's so shiny. If there's any light around the room, it really reflects on the screen. It just shows you all the sometimes all the clutter I have around on there. So I'm looking at the thought of a VGA capture. Only had to change one letter on this video from the prior caption of that other video. And so that's something I'm looking forward to working on and eventually come up with something. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click on that like button. And as always, like and as always, subscribe to my videos if you have not done so already, and recommend it to your friends that are interested in this sort of content as well, so I can get more subscribers. That would be fantastic. But that's all I have for now. This is IBM Museum. Thank you.